今时华尔街时刻，欢迎回来，我是米少于超，很高兴在纽约纳斯达克和大家聊聊本周的财经要点。看华尔街时刻的节目，我们经常会讲到市场是否 pricing， 那么这个 pricing 的究竟是什么？我们每每谈到金融市场所 pricing 的，其实并不是过往的事件的作用，而是我们对未来的预期还是预期。强势美元是近期热议的热点之一，在昨天周二，美元指数触及了95关口，刷新了6个半月来的新高。美元指数的上涨对于人民币、港币也会有不小的冲击力 ，pricing 削弱了市场的信心。那目前来看，除了地缘政治的碰撞、意大利政治危机、美朝会谈的起伏，还有更为重要的一点就是美联储的加息路径。下个月，也就是6月份，美联储有极大的可能性加息。根据 CME 的美联储观察工具预测，美联储在今年6月加息25个基点至1.75%至2%的区间概率为81.3%， 9月至该区间的概率为40%。我们知道，从2016年年底就进入了新一轮的美元加息周期，迄今已经加息了6次。如果美联储持续加息，并伴随着全球地缘局势的动荡，我们是否会相遇一个高负债、高泡沫的经济生态呢？这一点是值得我们关注和思考的。是否市场现在已经站在了一个暴乱的起点？美元接下来会有怎样的表现？是否持续走强？那么市场是否又在此刻看涨黄金呢？来进一步对接分析师的解读。Concerns over Italy could spill over into the U.S. stock market by way of strengthening dollar. Do you think that we are just at the beginning of the commotion? And Wall Street analyst calculation shows the market is still pricing in June Fed hike. What's your prediction on the dollar trend then?
Well, it's really hard to handicap politics, and I won't do that. Italy is no exception to that. I think things tend to work out much differently than we expect them to. That said, it is providing a meaningful headwind to the stock market and also a little bit of a safe haven for the U.S. dollar. But I think there's more to the story than just that. However, if there is an enormous downgrade with Italy, and also it'll make the dollar even more of a safe haven, people reaching for that, and also the stock market I think will have a hard time rallying. It'll correct, but getting below 2550 in the S&P 500 will be very hard, even with Italy failing, just because of the valuations of the stock market.
Worries about Italy's future in the European Union are causing anxiety among European investors. How does the geopolitical concerns right now affect the good market?
I think gold will be trending higher. It did take a big setback, in tandem with the rally in the yields that we saw. But now I think gold is going to, especially with not so much what's going on over in Asia, because I think what's going on over there doesn't really concern me. What does concern me, though, is the Eurozone again, because now with Italy, given its size and given the, the importance that it has and the potential spillover into Spain, I think that that is a bigger item right now that I think will keep a bid to gold, and I do look for gold to move higher. Well, what's interesting now is that the market is ratcheting down their expectations. I think the euro-dollar market, that's the LIBOR market that's traded here, is actually betting that there's only going to be 2 instead of 4 more rate hikes. So they're ratcheting that down, and the dollar's going up. So this is, in my opinion, U.S. rates, real rates, or interest rates rather, I should say, are still at an advantage, comparative advantage. But I think this is more not such a rate deal with the dollar now as it is more of a, let's say, anti-carry trade or reverse of carry trade and flight to quality trade. And I think that's the bid that, in my view, will drive the dollar, not interest rates at this point.
Well, take it very seriously, of course. However, I'm not joining consensus in just burying the euro against the U.S. dollar. I think there's a lot to be said for the integrity the euro has had and what it's done for peace in Europe for all these years. And I do believe that it is true that something really bad could happen to Italy, and that would affect the euro, and that's what we're seeing today. But on the other hand, I'm not ready to sell it short all the way down, and I think the risk premium is actually in almost buying it at this point.
好的，再来关注一下原油市场。 欧佩克与非欧佩克组织产油国的限产协议有效期将一直持续到今年年底，并表示如有需要，增产可能以渐进并谨慎的方式来进行。今天油价是闻讯涨超了2%，布伦特原油和美油 WTI 分别是重回$77和$68的上方。目前参与减产协议的国家是对当前的这个减产结果可以说是相当满意。原定的减产协议其实也就是在生效至今年年底了。接下来就要关注6月的维也纳会议。伊朗石油部长向2018年欧佩克轮值主席国阿联酋提议，希望在6月维也纳会议上讨论美国对伊朗的这个制裁决定，并寻求欧佩克对成员国的支持。伊朗方面表示反对美国这个非法单边的制裁行径，一旦美国对伊朗制裁问题得以解决，应当恢复伊朗的原油市场份额。俄罗斯央行也在本周的周三发布声明，表示油价下跌将会对该国金融系统构成威胁。沙特、科威特和阿联酋的石油部长也将在本周末会面，讨论未来的产量决策。油市的关注点我们应该落在何处？来进一步对接分析师的解读。Oil prices rebounded sharply today, supported by a report that Saudi Arabia and other OPEC states and non-OPEC allies aim to stick to the global pact on cutting oil supplies until the end of 2018. So what's your current take on the oil market's outlook as well as WTI and Brent?
Well, I think the short-term outlook is negative to lower. And I'm basing that on OPEC, and I do believe that consensus might be wrong on this. I think OPEC's going to raise their production, raise it sooner than later, and I think it's going to be in the third quarter. You look at the forward markets, it's not implying that. It's looking at the fourth quarter, and I think it will be the third quarter. Along the lines of the lower 48 states having pipeline logistic problems, I think there's a chance of one of those like freeing up, sending oil back down to the mid-60s where I think it belongs. I do believe OPEC will raise production. We have to keep in mind that this has been in place for 18 months, keeping almost 2 million barrels a day off the market. Now with Venezuela's problems, we're talking about 2.8 million barrels a day. And believe it or not, higher oil prices are good, but not great. So OPEC realizes that $70, $75 a barrel might be too high. And so raising the production is definitely something they'll do in the third quarter.
Some analysts remain cautious as the details have yet to be worked out. So what kind of details that the market is waiting for from your point of view?
Yeah, the only details that people are really waiting for is when. It's a big if. Consensus right now, the consensus that believes OPEC will raise production are thinking fourth quarter. And I think the wild card is the third quarter, that they could raise production sooner than that. If you look at the WTI forward futures curves, it implies fourth quarter. I myself believe third quarter.
好的，以上为本周的金石华尔街时刻，感谢您的收看，我们下期再会。